Have you ever felt a surge of inspiration, a sudden burst of creative energy? It's a feeling we all possess, a spark of the universe within us. This inherent creativity is our birthright. Yet many go through life unaware of this power. What if you could unlock this limitless potential? Transform your creative dreams into reality. It's the power of universal law shaping our lives, a harmonious symphony of principles governing the cosmos. Learn its language and open yourself to infinite possibilities. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a still pond. You pick up a small pebble and toss it into the water. The pebble creates ripples that spread outward, disturbing the pond's stillness. These ripples are a visible manifestation of the unseen energy you transferred. Universal law operates in a similar way. Every thought, every belief, every action creates ripples of energy. This is the essence of creative karma. We are interconnected, interwoven into the very fabric of the universe. Our energies mingle and merge with the energies of everyone and everything around us. You might be wondering, if this universal law is so powerful, why do I still experience creative blocks? Why do doubts and fears still hold me back? The answer lies in understanding the concept of alignment. Imagine a radio receiver. To tune into a specific station, you need to align the dial with the correct frequency. Similarly, to access the limitless creative potential within you, you need to align your energy with the frequency of universal law. This alignment is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of self-discovery, awareness, and intentional action. It's about recognizing the limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns that might be blocking your creative flow and replacing them with empowering beliefs and a positive mindset. Throughout this book, we'll explore practical techniques and exercises to help you achieve this alignment. We'll dive deep into the power of visualization, affirmations, and intention setting, providing you with the tools to consciously direct your energy and manifest your creative visions. Unlocking your limitless creativity through universal alignment is not about achieving a fixed destination. It's about embarking on a journey of continuous growth, expansion, and self-discovery. It's about embracing your authentic self, your unique voice, and expressing it with courage and confidence. This journey is yours to create. You are the artist of your life, the author of your story. Universal law provides the framework, the guiding principles, but the masterpiece is yours to paint, the narrative yours to weave. At the heart of universal law lies the principle of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe, whether visible or invisible, is in a constant state of motion, vibrating at a specific frequency. From the smallest atom to the vast expanse of space, everything is energy in motion. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are no exception. They too are energy, vibrating at different frequencies depending on their nature. Positive thoughts and emotions vibrate at a higher frequency, while negative ones vibrate at a lower frequency. Think of it like this. Imagine a beautiful, clear crystal glass. When you strike the glass gently, it produces a high resonant sound. This sound represents a high vibration. Now imagine that same glass filled with mud and debris. When struck, it produces a dull, heavy thud, representing a low vibration. Just as the clarity of the glass affects the sound it produces, so too does the clarity of your thoughts and emotions affect the frequency you emit into the universe. Now that we understand that everything vibrates at a specific frequency, we can begin to grasp the power of the law of attraction. This law simply states that in other words, you attract into your life experiences and circumstances that match the frequency you are emitting. If you're constantly dwelling on negative thoughts, fears, and doubts, you're essentially sending out a signal to the universe that says, "More of this, please." And the universe, being a faithful servant to your dominant vibrations, will respond accordingly. On the other hand, if you focus on positive thoughts, cultivate feelings of gratitude and joy, and hold a clear vision of what you want to create, you're sending out a completely different signal. You're aligning your energy with the frequency of abundance, creativity, and fulfillment. And guess what? The universe will respond in kind, bringing into your life opportunities and experiences that match your elevated vibration. The law of attraction is often misunderstood as a passive process, as if simply wishing for something will make it magically appear. While it's true that our thoughts and beliefs hold immense power, they are only the first step. To manifest our desires, we need to take inspired action. Inspired action is not about forcing things to happen or striving relentlessly. It's about aligning ourselves with the flow of the universe and taking guided steps towards our goals. It's about listening to our intuition, that inner voice that whispers possibilities and nudges us in the right direction. When we're aligned with our purpose and connected to our inner wisdom, inspired action flows effortlessly. It feels exciting and joyful, like a natural extension of who we are. Obstacles may arise, but we navigate them with grace and determination, trusting that the universe is conspiring to support us on our journey. Section 4. The law of correspondence. The law of correspondence states that there is a direct correlation between the inner world of our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions and the outer world of our experiences. As within, so without. This law reminds us that our outer reality is a reflection of our inner state of being. If we want to change our external circumstances, we must first address the root causes within ourselves. For example, if you constantly experience conflict in your relationships, it's a sign that there might be unresolved conflicts within yourself. Perhaps you're holding on to past hurts, harboring resentment, or struggling with self-worth. By addressing these inner issues, you can begin to shift the dynamics of your relationships and attract more harmonious connections into your life. Section 5. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. The final principle we'll explore in this section is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. This means that everything is in a constant state of flux and flow. Nothing is static. Even when it seems like things are at a standstill, there is a subtle alchemy taking place beneath the surface. This law is particularly relevant to our creative endeavors. It reminds us that even when we face setbacks or experience creative blocks, the energy we've invested hasn't disappeared. It's simply transforming, gathering momentum for a breakthrough. By embracing this principle of perpetual transmutation, we can approach our creative work with patience, knowing that even in the midst of seeming chaos, the universe is working its magic. Section 1. The seeds of intention. Just as a gardener carefully plants seeds in fertile soil, we too must plant the seeds of our creative intentions in the fertile ground of our minds. Intention is the starting point of all creation. It's the spark of desire, the vision that sets the creative process in motion. When we set clear intentions, we're essentially sending a powerful message to the universe, declaring our willingness to co-create with the forces of creation. But intention is more than just a wish or a hope. It's a conscious choice, a commitment to aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions with our desired outcome. Think of your intentions as seeds that you're planting in the garden of your life. Just as a seed needs water, sunlight, and nourishment to grow, so too do our intentions need to be nurtured with focused attention, positive energy, and consistent action. Section 2. Cultivating a fertile mindset. The quality of the soil in our garden determines the health and abundance of our harvest. Similarly, the quality of our mindset, our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes determines the quality of our creative output. If our minds are cluttered with self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, it's like trying to grow flowers in a patch of dry, rocky soil. No matter how hard we try, our creative seeds will struggle to take root. To harness our creative potential, we need to cultivate a fertile mindset, one that is rich in positivity, self-belief, and a deep trust in the creative process. This means becoming aware of the negative self-talk that might be holding us back and replacing it with affirmations that empower us to step into our greatness. Section 3. Nurturing the creative flow. Once we've planted the seeds of intention and cultivated a fertile mindset, we need to nurture the creative flow. This is where the magic truly begins to unfold. The creative flow is that state of effortless inspiration, where ideas seem to flow effortlessly from our minds, and we feel a deep sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. There are many ways to tap into this flow. Some people find it through meditation, others through spending time in nature, and still others through engaging in creative activities that bring them joy. The key is to experiment and discover what works best for you. The more we practice aligning ourselves with the creative flow, the more easily it will come to us. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. Section 4. Embracing the divine dance. As we delve deeper into the practice of harnessing our creative potential, we come to realize that we are not creating in isolation. We are engaged in a divine dance with the universe, a co-creative partnership where we bring our unique talents and perspectives to the table, and the universe meets us with inspiration, guidance, and support. This dance is not always predictable or easy. There will be times when we feel stuck, frustrated, or unsure of ourselves, but it's in these moments of challenge that we have the opportunity to deepen our trust in the process and surrender to the wisdom of the universe. When we let go of our need to control the outcome and simply allow ourselves to be guided by the flow, we open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. We become channels for creative energy to flow through us, bringing forth creations that are not only beautiful and inspiring, but also deeply aligned with our soul's purpose. Imagine a young woman named Anya, her heart filled with a passion for art, but weighed down by self-doubt. She dreamed of sharing her vision with the world, but fear held her back. One day, Anya discovered the power of intention and inspired action. She immersed herself in teachings and began to shift her mindset. Anya started each day with affirmations, visualizing her success. She shared her work online and at local fairs, and the universe responded. Doors opened that she never could have imagined. Meet Ben, a young entrepreneur with a heart full of passion and a mind brimming with innovative ideas. He dreamed of launching a successful business that would bring financial abundance and make a positive impact. But the path was fraught with challenges and doubts. One evening, he found a book titled Unlocking Limitless Creativity. As he read, he discovered the principles of universal law and the law of attraction. He began to visualize his business thriving and set clear intentions. Ben took inspired action, researched his market, and developed a solid plan. Despite setbacks, he saw challenges as growth opportunities and believed the universe supported his vision. Picture Sarah, a writer whose heart ached to share her stories with the world. She had a gift for weaving words into captivating narratives, but lately the words had stopped flowing. Writer's block had descended upon her like a dense fog, obscuring her creative vision and leaving her feeling lost and discouraged. Desperate for a solution, Sarah confided in a friend who shared her knowledge of universal law and creative karma. Her friend explained that writer's block was often a sign of energetic misalignment, a disconnect between Sarah's creative energy and the universal flow. Intrigued, Sarah decided to explore these concepts further. She began meditating daily, quieting her mind and connecting with her intuition. She practiced gratitude, focusing on the joy that writing brought her rather than the pressure to succeed. And she reminded herself that her worthiness as a writer was not dependent on external validation, but on the simple act of creation itself. As Sarah aligned her energy with the frequency of creativity, she noticed a shift within herself. The fog of writer's block began to lift, and the words started to flow again, this time with more ease and inspiration than ever before. Imagine a young musician named David, his soul filled with music, but his spirit burdened by self-doubt. He dreamed of sharing his music with the world, of performing on grand stages, but fear held him back. One day, while listening to an interview with his favorite musician, David heard the phrase universal alignment. Curious, he began researching the concept, discovering a world of ancient wisdom that resonated deeply within him. David started to incorporate the principles of universal law into his daily life and his musical practice, visualizing himself performing for large audiences and feeling the exhilaration of sharing his gift with the world. Every artist, every creator knows the voice of the inner critic. It's that nagging voice inside our heads that whispers doubts, amplifies fears, and tries to convince us that we're not good enough, talented enough, or worthy enough to pursue our creative dreams. It's the voice that says, what if it's no good? What if people laugh? What if you fail? This inner critic is a master of disguise, often masquerading as our own voice of reason, trying to protect us from disappointment or rejection. But in reality, it's one of the biggest obstacles to unlocking our limitless creative potential. The first step to overcoming the inner critic is to recognize it for what it is, a fear-based voice that doesn't serve our highest good. Imagine shining a bright light on this inner critic, exposing its tactics and diminishing its power. The more we bring awareness to its presence, the more we can choose to challenge its negative messages and replace them with empowering beliefs. Fear is a natural human emotion, a primal instinct designed to keep us safe from harm. But when it comes to our creative pursuits, fear can be paralyzing, preventing us from taking risks, sharing our work, and fully stepping into our creative power. The key to overcoming fear is not to ignore it or pretend it doesn't exist, but to acknowledge it, embrace it, and transform it into fuel for our creative fire. Imagine fear as a raw, untamed energy source. It has the potential to be destructive, but it also has the potential to be harnessed and transformed into something powerful and even exhilarating. Think of a roller coaster ride. There's an element of fear as you climb that first steep incline, but as you plunge down the other side, that fear transforms into a rush of adrenaline and exhilaration. The same principle applies to our creative endeavors. When we face our fears head-on, when we choose courage over comfort, we tap into a wellspring of energy that can propel us forward on our creative journey. In the realm of creativity, there is no such thing as failure, only feedback. Every perceived setback, every obstacle, every mistake is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine our craft. The inner critic loves to dwell on past mistakes, replaying them in our minds like a broken record, amplifying feelings of shame, doubt, and inadequacy. But universal law reminds us that we are not defined by our past experiences. Every moment is a fresh start, a chance to rewrite our stories and create a new reality. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. You're bound to fall a few times, to wobble and lose your balance, but each fall, each wobble provides valuable feedback. It teaches you what not to do, helps you refine your technique, and ultimately brings you closer to mastering the skill. The same principle applies to our creative pursuits. Each perceived setback is an opportunity to course correct, to experiment with new approaches, and to emerge as stronger, more resilient creators. One of the most liberating and empowering aspects of aligning with universal law is the practice of letting go of the need to control the outcome, of the fear of judgment, of the attachment to perfection. When we release our grip on how we think things should be, we open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. We create space for the universe to work its magic, to bring forth unexpected opportunities and guide us towards our highest creative expression. Imagine holding a small bird in your cupped hands. If you squeeze too tightly, you'll crush it. But if you open your hands just enough, you create a safe space for the bird to rest, to gather its strength, and eventually to take flight. The same principle applies to our creative endeavors. When we hold on too tightly, when we try to force things to happen according to our limited perspective, we stifle the creative flow. But when we learn to let go, to surrender to the wisdom of the universe, we allow our creativity to soar to new heights. Imagine standing at the precipice of your creative potential, a vast and uncharted territory stretching out before you. You are no longer bound by the limitations of self-doubt, fear, or the expectations of others. This is your creative domain, a realm where you are free to explore, experiment, and express yourself without reservation. Creating a personal creative manifesto is a powerful act of self-empowerment. It's a declaration of your commitment to honoring your creative spirit, to nurturing your talents, and to sharing your unique gifts with the world. It's about defining your own rules of engagement, setting your own standards, and creating a roadmap for your creative journey. This manifesto is not set in stone. It's a living, breathing document that will evolve as you evolve, reflecting your growth, your insights, and your ever-expanding vision. It's a sacred contract with yourself, a reminder of the creative power you hold within. Before you begin crafting your creative commandments, take some time to reflect on your core values as a creator. What matters most to you in your creative pursuits? What principles guide your work? What impact do you hope to make through your creations? Your core values are the guiding stars of your creative journey, illuminating the path ahead and helping you stay true to your authentic self. They are the non-negotiables, the unwavering beliefs that shape your creative choices and infuse your work with meaning and purpose. Section 3. Crafting your creative commandments. Now that you have a deeper understanding of your core values, it's time to translate them into actionable guidelines for your creative practice. These are your creative commandments, the principles you commit to upholding in your creative endeavors. Your creative commandments should be personal and specific to you. There's no right or wrong way to craft them, as long as they resonate with your soul and inspire you to create with intention and purpose. Here are some examples of creative commandments to get you started. I will create from a place of joy and passion. I will honor my intuition and trust the creative process. I will not compare myself to others or let fear hold me back. I will embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. I will celebrate my successes and learn from my mistakes. I will use my creativity to make a positive impact on the world. Section 4. Living your creative truth. Creating a personal creative manifesto is a powerful first step, but the real magic happens when you embody its principles in your daily life. It's about integrating your creative commandments into your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, allowing them to guide your choices and shape your creative reality. Living your creative truth is an ongoing journey of self-discovery, experimentation, and growth. It's about showing up consistently for yourself and your creative work, even when it feels challenging or uncomfortable. As you align your actions with your intentions, you'll begin to notice a shift in your creative energy. You'll experience more flow, more inspiration, and a deeper sense of fulfillment in your creative endeavors. The universe will conspire to support you, opening doors to new opportunities and guiding you towards your highest creative expression. Remember, this is your creative journey and you are the author of your own story. Embrace the power of your personal creative manifesto and watch as your limitless creative potential unfolds before you. Section 1. A universe of creative potential. As we've journeyed together through the pages of this book, we've uncovered profound truths about the nature of creativity and its intimate connection to the universal forces that govern our lives. We've explored the fundamental principles of universal law, discovering how the law of vibration, the law of attraction, and the law of inspired action, among others, work in harmony to shape our creative reality. We've delved into the concept of creative karma, understanding that the energy we put out into the world through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions creates a ripple effect, influencing not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us. The journey of unlocking your limitless creativity through universal alignment is not about achieving a fixed destination. It's about embracing the infinite possibilities that exist within you and around you. It's about recognizing that you are not separate from the creative force of the universe, but rather an integral part of it. At Section 2, your creative journey begins now. The time for hesitation is over. The time for self-doubt has passed. The universe is calling you to step into your creative power, to embrace your unique gifts and to share them with the world. Remember the artist who painted her dreams into reality, the entrepreneur who manifested abundance, the writer who overcame writer's block through universal alignment, and the musician who found his rhythm in the heartbeat of the universe. Their stories are not exceptions to the rule, they are testaments to the transformative power of aligning with universal law. The journey ahead may not always be easy. You may encounter challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But remember that these are simply opportunities for growth, for refinement, and for deepening your trust in the creative process. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, and most importantly, trust in the limitless creative potential that resides within you, waiting to be unleashed. Your creative journey begins now. Embrace it with open arms and watch as the universe conspires to support your every step.